Hello, and welcome to episode 185. I don't understand why you're already laughing.
That's such an aggressive hello. It's Wednesday.
Wednesdays are for quiet hellos only,
Listen, it's been
or if you must, a head nod across the room.
it's been a weird week. We're not gonna get into it. It's fine.
It's all right. We already did. It'll probably be in the end cap.
I mean,
Devin started recording.
Oh Jesus!
Anyway,
Anyway,
welcome to episode 184 of the Book Wars Pod. Speaking not aggressively at all. I'm Chris. I'm here, as always, with Kate and Miranda and Devin. Rana is here in spirit.
it's true.
And we're here talking about sorry, I'm reading the outline and it says I'm here to talk about comics like Midnight Horizon by Daniel Jose Older.
Oh,
Why not both?
yo, my bad.
Exactly. I mean, it's I easily could have fixed it. I just didn't notice that part.
So I fucking put the outline together like right after the last episode, and I was very drunk.
Reasonable.
Anyway,
So we're reading Midnight Horizon by Daniel Jose Older, if that wasn't clear.
it's not a comic.
The first half of the book, it's famously not a comic. Although we will talk about its overlap with comics. Yeah, how's everyone doing?
It's Wednesday.
It is, but it's also
Sure.
kind of Friday for me.
Also Friday for me, if that helps.
It is not Friday for me.
No, it's not. It's not Friday for me either. So that's great, guys.
Good talk.
Male privilege.
Wow. Wowie, 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 wow.
Every day is Friday if you believe.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm just gonna interject right now and say it is Friday for me because my birthday is tomorrow and I'm taking things off. I don't know where Chris is coming in with this male privilege thing. I just want that on record on the pod. Now I'm gonna mute myself.
Men get Thursday and Friday off.
Oh my God.
The council has declared. I don't know. What are we drinking?
What the fuck? I want you to know how long do we spend squabbling over who's gonna bring us in so you could like be like, yeah, I'll just fucking do it so you could do an absolutely shit
Yeah,
job.
And you know what? Anybody else could have volunteered.
I did. And then you were like, I'll do it.
No, you didn't volunteer. You were like, who's bringing us in? Am I doing it? Are you doing it? And I said, I don't care. And then you said again, who's bringing us in? Which I took as you not wanting to bring us in. And
That's
now,
a question because we never decided who it was, and we just
Right.
said, "Oh, who's to say?" And then like Devin hit record.
Correct.
to
we
make
are
the
we're
noise
doing
stop.
great, is what we're saying.
Well, I would explain what I'm drinking, except what
I
is
once
this?
again poured Kate's drink.
Yes,
for
that's
her.
correct.
I am quickly turning into Kate's bartender.
I mean,
Is that not what
Isn't that
marriage
what-
is?
isn't that what having a husband is for?
Yeah.
Right.
That's the flip side of it being Friday. What in the hell? Sorry, Flix just decided to
She just did like a
come in
bam,
here like a cruise missile.
like a Bambi leap into the office, so it's fine.
Um,
Like bounding like a small deer.
Anyway, Kate's drinking what I was drinking last week, which is the Talnua Virgin White Oak Cask single malt, American single malt, based out of beautiful Arvada, Colorado.
All right, let's calm down about Arvada, but it is good.
Based out of
Perfectly fine Denver
Arvada.
area, Denver adjacent area.
Noted suburb Arvada, Colorado. I myself am drinking Scotch, single malt from the Highlands, as opposed to the Front Range. I'm drinking Oban Distillers Edition. It's quite good. Got it for my birthday last year. Here we are.
Burb.
I am drinking a hard seltzer. It is pineapple mango flavored hard seltzer with fruit juice.
Ooh.
It was just kind of given to me, and so now it's in my fridge.
It's seasonal though. We like
Is
that.
your koozie a flannel with arms?
Yep.
Great. That's nothing further.
That is so cute and weird in Portland.
I think my mom gave it to me for Christmas a few
That sounds
years
right.
ago. I do have a backup that is a strawberry kiwi.
All
Because
right.
I
then.
started drinking this before we
Well,
hopped on.
I'm just assuming you mean a strawberry kiwi koozie.
No, it is a koozie from a bachelor party for a couple who is now divorced.
oh,
The best bachelor parties.
Well, it wasn't a bachelor party. It was like everyone got together and like we rented a house, like out in the valley, back in Virginia. So
Classic.
yeah.
Devin, what are you drinking?
having it just a real weird one.
I've
It's
just
fu-
decided to give up on transitions altogether.
I mean, I think that's the only thing to do at this point. But yeah,
I currently don't have anything, but I am actually going to get up in a second to get a soft seltzer. It's just grapefruit, so no alcohol.
Seltzer.
I love it.
I was trying to parallel, but okay,
I like
just
it.
a regular.
I loved that.
seltzer.
I loved everything about that.
Is that where soft drink comes from?
That is a
No.
good question.
It's
Let me
the
look it up.
it's the carbonation, like that they call it a softener for whatever reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway. There you go.
More you know.
I'm full of fun facts. Most of them are about
don't-
animals.
I went to if I remembered anything from like the Dr. Pepper place in Waco, I'd tell you. But that has all fallen right out of my head.
That's okay.
You went to the Dr. Pepper factory in Waco?
Yeah.
That sounds fucking great. I want to go.
I mean, I was in Waco, so I don't know.
I mean,
about
yeah,
that,
okay, that part
but-
sounds shitty.
I
but
was-
like,
I was gonna say there's like the Dr. Pepper factory and the fucking like compound that they blew up.
it's like
we
how
went to the zoo.
it's like how the Jelly Belly factory is in Vacaville, California. Which
Oh, they also have one
Don't.
in Illinois.
do
It
they?
is not by a
Interesting.
prison. Or no, sorry, not Illinois, Wisconsin. I think it's like a warehouse more than a factory. And
Hmm.
also like it wasn't Dr. Pepper factory as much as a museum, but
I
You know
mean,
how
I
it
guess
is.
you have to have a fucking tourist attraction that's not the compound that got blown up.
or Chip and Joe, the people, Chip and what's her name, Joanna Gaines.
Oh yeah. I don't
What?
watch HGTV. I always forget these people
Oh.
exist. But yeah, fair enough. Waco. Anyway, Chris, do you want to tell us what our cause for this?
I would love to tell us what our cause for
Please.
this book is. It is the Harriet Tubman Center in Los Angeles. It is a social justice group committed to fighting racism, organizing for immigrant rights, LGBTQI+ rights, and fighting against U.S. imperialism. They're also kind of the central organizing group for Palestine protests, immigrant rights protests in general in LA. You can find them, as we noted last week. Their website's kind of weird, but if you just go to their link tree, which is
But I promise they're real people.
linktr.ee/Harriet Tubman, you will find them. We're repeatedly picking organizations that refuse to have a normal online presence.
I listen, when you're a grassroots group, you don't have money to buy the fucking Google domain. I get it.
It's true. Domains used to be like $1 a month.
I
Now
know.
they're very expensive.
It's true. So anyway, give them money so maybe they can buy a real fucking domain, right?
It's true. Anyway,
So let us do the Star War.
Star Wars.
When and where are we? The same fucking place we've been for like the past like 3 months, I think. I don't think the pod's been back for 3 months. What fucking ever. 3 months anyway.
3 episodes.
More than that. It's been many episodes, and
Yeah,
we are
it's been-
still.
I think it's been 4 episodes.
That's crazy for us, honestly.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, we are in the run up to the destruction of Starlight Beacon still. As I am assuming Chris noted this in the outline. This is happening at the same time as the last High Republic Adventures comic, which we talked about last week. And yes, I do presume we are going to see Starlight Beacon go boom in this one too, Miranda.
Yeah, okay. I assume it's gonna happen at the end because that's
Yeah,
happening
right.
at the end of everything right now.
Right.
I
It
mean,
is,
Or at least it did in all the comics.
it's the convergence point for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are on Starlight Beacon, and then we are principally on Corellia, as Wreath and Ram, the most disastrous combination of human beings I
This
have.
is why
Yeah,
the buddy cop movie that we need and deserve.
I know, and we'll talk about that more later. But oh my gosh,
Also, excuse you, Ram comes with bomb bracks.
yeah, but
They're a
like,
package deal. Can't just say human beings.
yeah, but like, I didn't say they weren't there. I said he and Wreath play off of each other ridiculously. So, ha,
Bomb brack.
Also, the little rats aren't Jedi.
correct.
Now they're gonna bite you.
Not
I'm
if
not
she,
here. I have
not-
a cat. He
not
would
if she-
not be helpful.
I was gonna say now she feeds some fucking dog food is what I've learned from this book. Thank you, Miranda, for adding this to the outline. So this is what you texted me earlier. This book is just horny teens and crime.
It's the whole plot.
Yeah,
Is horny teens and some crime.
and I'm not upset about any of it. It's very entertaining. It's a real
It's-
fun book.
It's
pretty wizard.
deeply fun.
It's a romp, as people will say in their fucking book reviews.
We do have Ram Jomaram to thank for. Basically, we can just blame Ram Jomaram for episode 1 writing.
Don't put that on him. He's an angel.
He's good.
He's just
Leave him alone.
he's just a baby.
I
Why
do,
would
I
you-
do like that he's just like committed to making Wizard a thing.
No, I did appreciate that he's just like unashamed about it. Also, like
it's totally Wizard, ain't
he does make fetch happen.
he definitely
fucking-
did.
All right.
But it is nice to see. I mean, going back to the just being horny teens and crime, like it's nice to see normal people. And like I know we'll talk more at the end of this episode about like kind of the writing style of this book and where it works for us and where it doesn't. But like you don't really get to see Jedi be normal ever.
Well,
And
famously, the galaxy's always on fire.
yes. And like that's something that both the High Republic Adventures and this one, both written by Daniel Jose Older, have done really well. Is show like they are literally just kids, and they happen to be wizard. And they
Jesus.
like they have magical space powers, but like they're also just teens being awkward teens and doing awkward teen things.
No, I really appreciate the way he does such a good job, I think, of like also like creating relationships between all of these characters. They're really believable, like the way they speak to each other and kind of like riff off of each other. Like, yeah, like this is exactly the kind of just like, I don't know, like piece of trash I was in high school. So
I mean, I think it really allows their individuality to shine through. Like we've read and listened to other things, even in the High Republic, where the voices kind of get muddled, and you can't, it's like I can tell this person's talking because their name is there. Whereas like this, like Ram is just interjecting randomly with various excited things because he's Ram, and that's just what he does, and everybody loves him for it.
it's a girl.
Oh, Ram.
Honestly, same.
Oh my god. I was like trying to like finish up reading a few chapters before bed last night, and I was just like sitting under a blanket reading because I kept like cracking the fuck up. The minute that Master Torben was just like, why does this person keep saying crash? Is he making his own sound effects? I almost fell off the bed, like honest to God. It took me the fuck out.
Who would give themselves a weird, wacky nickname, Master Buckets of Blood?
Anyways, I'm like dying laughing. Chris is like, what? And I'm like, this. And he's like, what? And I'm like, never mind. It was very good. I liked it a lot. This book is fucking hilarious. But yes. Chris, you want to talk about attachment?
Yeah. One thing that we have
Speaking
really
of horny
seen
teens.
Mm-hmm.
in among these characters, I'll say, because obviously it starts in the High Republic Adventure comics where we meet Zine and follow her and Lula and Court and Farzala and everybody, is that like you do see this growing attachment with Zine and Zine and Zula. I wrote Zula on the outline because ship name.
That's a good ship name.
I don't remember what the official one was back
Oh,
when this was all happening.
There is one?
I mean,
Of
I feel
course
like
there
there's a
is
DJO
one.
endorsed one. Of course, yeah.
Okay.
I'm with Miranda on this.
Okay, you know what?
Um,
fair enough. DJO also would be like official like stamp of like author approval
Yes.
on the ship name
Yeah.
specifically. Yeah.
But like you see them growing closer and you kind of see it happening, but also you see like their attachment to each other as like a family and as friends, and Zine's attachment to Ram as like a little brother, and Farzala and Court as, you know, peers and also basically like siblings. And it's just a very different approach to you know, the classic prequel era. Hey, nobody ever tell Anakin that there might be a solution to getting laid besides overthrowing the Republic.
No, only option: overthrowing the entire
Oh my
Republic because
God.
he was a horny teen.
That is literally how Liberty dies.
That's the plot.
But
That's
then
Star Wars.
it's also interesting, and we'll talk more about this next week when we kind of finish the flashbacks, but like we're seeing now Master Cantum with their circus fuckboy
I am
situation
so enjoying these random, like, let me tell you a story about my youth flashbacks. And Master Comac's just like, why the fuck are you telling me this fucking story? Because he's so depressed.
Master Comac's just like, I've wandered into a nightmare.
I mean, Master Comac thinks that existence is a fucking nightmare, which, like, I get that, bro.
He's not wrong.
He's very unwell.
Yeah. I have some.
Speaking of individuality of characters, like, we haven't even talked about Comac.
I
And
know.
the fact that he, like, Reith just casually walked in on his fucking master having a depressive episode.
Yeah, no, like, I want to talk about that, but I feel like I need to finish the book to be able to talk about that in an intelligent manner. But yeah, no.
Oh,
fair.
we're definitely going to talk about it.
Oh, God. What the hell?
Not to foreshadow anything about Master Comac in the second half of this book.
Chris, I don't believe you. You can't read.
Happy
true.
Pride.
I'm actually just really good at guessing plot. I haven't read a single one of these
Oh
books.
my
Shut
fucking
the fuck up.
Just me and Travis Kelsey over here, just
Fucking
never getting hooked on phonics. I'm sorry, I just
took-
read an article today where Travis Kelsey was
He
like, the
can't
hardest
read.
part the hardest part of being on SNL was the table read because I can't read.
You can't read. Which the
Listen,
biggest
I'm not
thing,
laughing
though,
at people who can't
extremely
read. I'm specifically
unsurprising.
laughing at Travis Kelsey.
I love that he just like said that.
Right?
He would really love a Star Wars comic though. I bet he could read a comic.
He probably would like all the pictures, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really good illustrations, bro.
Yeah, they're fun.
What I was fucking saying before I got horrifically off track was like I am enjoying these flashbacks with Master Sai because, like, I don't know, like, we don't obviously we see him being, you know, Lula's master in the comics, and he mostly, I feel like he's like generally been presented as, like, you know, your run of the mill, like, wise older Jedi mentor figure, and I'm just like, oh my God, I didn't realize this guy fucks. Like, like,
And not only
Well,
that,
famously, all Jedi in the High Republic fuck, which
it's
again,
true. It's true.
If only we could have carried that forward.
I mean, yeah, and it is like we've talked at length, and we'll continue to talk at length about like the rigidity of Jedi dogma that happens between the early stages of the High Republic and the prequel era, and it's like it's night and day. Whereas like it goes from, listen, what you do in your own time is really nobody's business as long as you don't get attached. To
It's a big don't ask, don't tell situation.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
for-
honestly, though.
They
but
are space
also like
cops.
it like not even a secret. It's like open.
I was gonna say, like, is it Don't Ask, Don't Tell? Yes. Is Elzar still following Ava around with like hangdog puppy dog face, like
Also, yes.
24/7, and everyone knows? Yeah, it's fine.
I am very interested to learn how Yoda handles Cantum fucking with Carney.
Why do you have to say it like that? No,
That is horrifying and also accurate, but like, why?
I'm very convinced that the image of this book I have in my head is probably not what this book is about, but I like what I'm
You would
developing.
be surprised. It might be.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think you're too far off.
Listen, we're very far away from the Han Solo punching giant otters, and also we're not at all. So there you go.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Also, I just obviously they are not Jedi, but I also need to throw out whatever deeply gay shit is happening between Crash and Spino, because like it's like they're just like, I don't know,
The gayest shit.
oh my god, they're just like hate fucking each other through screaming, and it's incredible.
I love that they got to a point where even Ram was like, "Do you guys need a minute?"
Ram,
like, this
Ram
is
is
a
like, I've never
meeting.
felt uncomfortable before, but I do now.
The
He's
most
not-
autistic Jedi in the world is
I
like,
know.
I don't think something's right here.
I've never picked up on a signal in my life, and yet
There's something here.
there it is. There it is. Um
I love Ram so much.
yes.
He's just the
He's
best.
the
Yeah, it's
best.
true.
I do love also that Crash is very much like, okay, so you're my favorite.
Yes.
You are everything to me.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up about my not girlfriend.
I legitimately love, and this kind of goes back to the individuality that shines through. I just love how, like, positively they have just all adopted Ram. Like, they all just like
So wholesome.
It's
they
so good.
they love and respect him. Like, there is zero condescension to him, and like and knowing, I think I mentioned this when we first met him in a previous book, but he was like very intentionally written as autistic by Daniel Jose Older, and like it's very wholesome, and like to like even the Jedi Masters are like, Ram is wonderful, and he sees the galaxy in a different way, and that way is wonderful, and it's just like, I don't know, it's very positive.
Yes.
Our society could never.
Truly.
It's true. But yeah. I just, yeah, I didn't know what Wreath and Ram would be like put together, because I didn't expect it, but I knew it was going to be a whole mess, and I was absolutely right in the best possible way.
It is the best thing that has ever happened to Star Wars.
Oh
baby.
my god, they're just fucking terrific. From like the first moment that they're like interacting, like they're like, "Do you want to spar?" Yeah, but can we actually use lightsabers? Like, yes, I would actually like to use the deadly laser pointers to spar instead of these practice sabers. It's not fun otherwise. So yeah, just pure fucking delight every time they're both on the page together. They play off of each other so well, because Wreath is so buttoned up, and Ram's just like, he'll say whatever pops into his head, which is fine, and Wreath's just out here just like, okay.
It is very funny when Wreath is like, we're not agreeing to anything. We don't know you. We don't trust you. Ram, I want to go see the ships.
Which,
And
like,
he was so. I've never seen anyone so happy. It was very
that was
pure.
so cute. I loved it. I also love that the fucking genius ship engineer is like Babu Frick flavored, because that's fucking amazing.
Yes. But yeah, they make a fantastic odd couple.
Yes. Speaking of Corellia, so we've really only seen it as like a place where there's a giant sewer system full of big fucking worms, and a place where they build a lot of really cool ships. But yeah, we don't have, like, I really, one thing I really love as a person who, like, listen, my like guilty pleasure is that I really enjoy absolutely trash celebrity gossip. My mom and I don't get along. But this is one thing she has given me, and I like, Chris will be doing like trivia or whatever, and it'll ask like some weird questions about just like, I don't know. Like,
What celebrity can't read?
yes.
No, it'll be like way more
A lot,
esoteric
but-
than that.
Okay. Well,
It'll yeah, exactly.
yeah. Actually, you probably had no better examples than I do because I'm just like, oh yeah, it's this, and you're like, what the fuck?
It'll be like what D-list soap opera star from the 90s actually like is ended up fucking horses or some shit, and like Kate will know it immediately.
Yeah, correct.
Famously not Catherine the Great. That's just a myth.
It's true.
Burb, did you ever watch The Great?
I like watched an episode or two, but I never really got into it.
That's
I'm
fair.
not good at watching shows, famously.
That was
So
walked into that before I could dunk on you.
listen, I know who I am as a person.
But like, ask me anything about like, I don't know, early 2000s like people's like weird fucking dating history, and I will know it, and it's really ridiculous. So I really did enjoy this look behind the scenes of all these like orchestrated like, so they'll call like the paparazzi and be like, I'm gonna be here, take a whole bunch of pictures of me like without my fucking wedding ring on so we can start some divorce rumors, like sort of thing. Like so like that was super fun for me. But like yeah, like I think Crash at some point is like, Curly isn't really known for having a whole lot of like very fancy artistic culture, and because of their shipbuilding
build ships.
reputation. Correct. So yeah, it was just nice to see something a little different out of Curly, because after all, it is a whole fucking planet with many beings on it, and they can't all just build fucking ships.
With a very distinct personality.
Yes.
But I was under the impression that planets could only ever have one biome. They're only allowed to have one theme.
Chris.
I did enjoy
we don't see
seeing
the
it, though.
biome here, so
It's true.
that's
The biome is like Greece.
The biome is dirt.
The biome is WD-40.
Yes. But it is nice to see the metropolis a little bit. Like, we don't really get to see that outside of Coruscant at all. And like, Coruscant is its own.
And again, like, it's either like really shiny and we don't see a whole lot of it, or it's the underworld and we see too much of it.
Exactly.
And again, it's just like literally gritty, like riding, like walking around New York on a humid summer day, and then you get home and your legs are covered in just like stuff. It's like that.
hate that.
Mm-hmm. I don't miss that part. I miss a lot of other things. I don't miss that. You would just go home and be like, wow, I'm scrubbing off a layer of grime from my leg. It was good. That's what the core worlds remind me of.
I do enjoy how we do get to see the Grindelids as an organization, famously from Solo. Which are
those the worm boys?
Mhm.
Those are the worm boys.
Okay.
I want to know if Crash has considered just making a clicking noise with her mouth and throwing a rock at them to get away.
She should.
It has worked 1 out of 1 times that we've seen it.
I mean, it does seem like a kind of thing she would do, honestly. Also, can I just say, I felt so bad. Like, I don't know if Prybolt has survived the prologue at all, because, like, Crash said there's no body, and we all know what that means in Star Wars. But, like...
But don't they disintegrate? Someone said they disintegrate.
Yeah, but, like, do we know he disintegrate? You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
I mean, Maul came back as a fucking spider, so, like, I don't...
That is...
Spider-Man.
Fucking all right, but yeah, but like I was just reading, I was just like, yeah, no, I was like, man, what a shitty way to die. Like the sun's rising, and he's like, I'm burning. Like this is like actually the
I'm
worst.
in danger.
I felt really bad. I was like, crucified worm, leave him be. This poor guy stuck into like a fucking like human suit. I felt so bad for this dude. Like
He's having a bad time.
I know, it's so bad.
I will say, just like side note about throwing a rock and making a clicking sound. I don't know if it's just a Corellia thing, but Crash and Han would get along famously.
Yeah.
It's true.
They're both chaos monsters.
Yeah,
so.
just if we're crossing eras here,
No,
they would have been best friends.
That's completely accurate. Also, you notice that like one of the named worms is like the oldest worm. because you were talking about Most Wanted.
Oh yeah. Shout out to creepy sewer dweller Paolo from the YA book Most Wanted that we read several years ago, as we all remember.
I like that book.
I also liked that book.
I read that book.
Yeah, you did.
That's. I honestly did not know if you had.
I don't remember what his character like did though. Apparently,
He literally just like was Gollum.
Oh, okay.
He like lived in the sewers and ate people,
What
but then
a
they
life.
befriended
I love
him,
that for him.
and he helped them through the power of friendship
And meat.
and meat, just like the Drengir do.
That's the joke.
But yeah, so whatever
There you go.
species he is, he's several hundred years old by the time we get to the
That's-
Empire.
That's fucking nuts, actually. Like,
There's like a large number of characters that are like several hundred years old that lived through
Surprisingly.
these events and also lived through like the Galactic Civil War.
so, yeah, surprisingly ancient. Actually, it's fascinating.
It is not, in fact, just Yoda. It is. Only
I mean, Yoda's
mostly
not
Yoda.
really living through this. Like, he's more of a. He technically is, but he's a very passive bystander for much of this.
I mean, he's still like lost in the woods somewhere, literally, right now. Eric is like, "Oh, I wonder what Master Yoda's doing right now. We haven't heard from him in like 3 years," and I'm like, "Bro."
He's plotting his war crimes. Leave him alone.
Oh my God, you're so right.
Nobody is worried enough about that, by the way.
You know,
Like, I mean, and like, you know, I feel like it's not a spoiler to say that like Yoda's fine, but like
wow, really? I
Nobody
thought he
is worried.
died.
nobody is worried enough about the fact that he's been missing for like a year. He is a very small green goblin, and he has been missing for a year.
He's fine. He's the most
chill.
powerful Jedi, and he will use those powers for evil. But he thinks it's good because, you know,
Because he
Jedi
just
politics are fucked.
tied himself into a small green pretzel. It's fine. Um, so a few things I wanted to touch on. Even though we're probably gonna have more to say about this next episode. This first half is like very plot heavy, very introducing us to a lot of new characters and kicking us up on where everybody else is. But as we mentioned earlier, the Lula and Zine plotline and everything going on there with capturing Crix, all of that is from the High Republic Adventures. And really the first half that we've read of the Zine point of view chapters is kind of just like rehashing that entire plotline that is in the comics. I was like asking y'all, the question I had for y'all was like, is there a benefit to doing this recap beyond awareness for people who haven't read the comics, or
I think that's the main benefit, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand by my position, and we'll see if I can remember it correctly, because I'll talk myself into any position all the time.
like Yoda?
Oh, hopefully not. Jesus. I hope you think higher of me than that.
I do. I do.
Like, I don't mind like that it's a rehash. I would ignore the fact that I wouldn't be reading these books if I weren't on the podcast in the first place. But like, if I were just a person who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go read some fucking Star Wars books," I'm not going out to the comics and like trying to find this and figure everything out. And like, I like that it is rehashed because, again, one of the things we've talked about is like with all the different forms of media that the High Republic is kind of spread across, like, you have to be so dedicated to get everything. And I think maybe if we hadn't done the comics literally just last week, like, would we feel differently about the fact that it's rehashing it?
Mm.
There's so many fucking characters. Another point that I've touched on before that,
Yeah.
like, honestly, having it is good for me to remember because
That's fair enough.
I have to sit there and be like, okay, I know this person. We maybe accidentally took like a year-long hiatus on the podcast. So it's extra hard for me to remember who this is.
No, that's fair enough. Also, at least for
I don't mind it, is
Yeah.
the main point.
yeah. Also, at least for me, like, I read the comics so much faster than I read the actual fucking novels for obvious reasons. Novels have significantly larger numbers of words. But yeah, it's like that makes it a little harder sometimes to retain information. So yeah.
I will say so I didn't mind it in this instance because to me doing the doing it from both perspectives, where like we really get Lula's perspective and what she goes through in the comics, and then in this one we're getting the interior monologues from Zine, and that kind of adds to.
I would argue that you get both in the comics as well. It's like definitely like heavily more.
You get both in the comics as well, but it's more Lula.
Sure,
I would say.
I just wanted to argue with you.
I mean, famously. Like it kind of adds to like the star-crossed lovers vibe, because like as we know, like or rather as we mentioned last week, like Lula was on Starlight Beacon and we do not know where she is, so it like kind of heightens that pressure.
Stop
Fucking
the baby.
bury your gaze.
No, the
Fuck
baby.
out of here.
The baby lesbians, please.
Um,
Sidebar for like how like lovely and soft and like pure Lula and Zine's like romantic relationship is, and also their friendship, and also and versus we go to Corellia and everything is pure chaos. Like the tonal shifts. Like I appreciated how he broke it up. It was very funny to me. It kind of added to the humor. Like I don't know, like yeah, Zine's having this really emotional moment, like with Lula, like once they split up, and then back to Corellia, where literally Cantum Sai is like, I love a good bar fight. Let's go.
God, the Jedi need more people like Cantum.
I didn't know
the best.
I didn't know they were so entertaining. They just seemed like like
they need more activities in general.
Yeah,
it's true. Finishing what I was gonna say. I'm like almost done with phase 3. I'm reading A Valiant Vow right now, which is like the last middle grade book, and it's like the last one besides like the last one. It's like the penultimate book. And I just like
I was gonna say there are vocabulary words for this, but go on.
I like don't worry about it. I also took like a several month break from reading them. Because the Acolyte got canceled and I was pissed. But regularly in phase 3, I will be like, they're talking about this character as if I'm supposed to know who they are. And then I will like Wikipedia them and it'll be like, no, they were in like one other thing tangentially. And I'm like, okay, cool, great. So just nobody knows what's going on. It's
Star Wars, it's famously accurate.
As somebody who like loves the interconnected universe attempts, I have major quibbles with how phase 3 was executed, and phase 1 I'm covering the Crix capture and interrogation scenes and the Lula Zine goodbye scene in 2 different things. It's like, well, at least they didn't represent it nowhere.
I know that they introduce increasingly like larger numbers of new writers into the mix as the project goes on as well, so I'm going to be interested to see how that affects how fucking confused I am. So
I have so many thoughts about phase 3, y'all.
Okay,
well, let's finish
that's
phase
good.
1.
That's good. Speaking of quibbles, this is one of those things that I think is probably gonna be a more fully formed thought once I finish reading this entire book. I hate saying this about DJO's writing, because he's just like, he is a good writer and he's such a lovely human being. But I do have quibbles with the writing. I started reading this book and it felt very obvious to me that he had been hopping from doing the comics to writing this novel just based on the pacing and the writing style. Everything happened like maybe a little too quickly and a little too chaotically. Like for me, there were some stylistic choices, like just straight up all caps, like using people's whole names for no reason after they've already been introduced. That sort of thing. And also, obviously if you're reading a comic, then you have the illustration component. So, and I think I only noticed this because this is something I struggle with in my own writing, but I was like, can you please describe any setting? I have no idea where anything is, how large this room is, like, speaking of the bar fight, like Cantum's like, yeah, I got a velvet stool thrown at my head, and I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, I didn't know how fancy this area was, like that kind of thing. Especially when you're on Corellia and you think everything is WD-40. So, I had a problem with that. I had a problem sometimes visualizing stuff, and also just with certain transitions from we're doing this right now to and now we're doing this. Some of those weren't so super smooth for me. And again, like it makes sense, like given where DJ's brain space has been for quite a lot of the High Republic project. Kevin Scott has a lot of the same quote unquote issues. Like he also will be like, let me use this person's whole name for no reason. And you can kind of like, it's almost like if you set any of Kevin's books in like whatever the default like font style is for comics, like I wouldn't have blinked, kind of thing. Because it sounds like that. And Kevin's also jumping from comics and novels to audio dramas, and that's its own writing style. So I think there's maybe a mindset switch that I don't know had to happen probably in the process of writing and could have been edited a little more smoothly to match whatever the current medium was, and that didn't necessarily happen, and it's poking my brain in a way that is not comfortable for me.
Who wrote this next point that like it's kids book writing mode? Because
That was me. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like DJO is, I mean, he's written all sorts of different age groups. Like he has adult novels. He has adult Star Wars. It is an adult Star Wars novel too, which was great. But he is, I would say he probably considers himself primarily a young reader and middle grade author, and that really shines through for me in this one. This is, I think, one of the only YA books we've read across Star Wars that like feels like it's for a younger audience.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and because of that, I think it didn't really bother me as much. Again, did I notice all of these things that you were saying? Who's to say?
It's impossible to know.
Life truly is a rich tapestry with many, many mysteries. But like knowing that it is like, is this YA?
Yes.
Okay. Officially, YA is for the characters. It's for younger readers. And I like knowing that definitely impacts it. And I think I feel like the vibes of the book match the writing style.
I would agree with
Like,
that.
Yeah.
does one feed into the other? Yeah, probably. Like that, the vibes are like that because that's how he's writing it. But this is very much like you said, a romp. Like, I'm sorry, this is not like highbrow literature. This is something that's supposed to be fun, and to be fair, incredibly fun.
Yes. No, absolutely. Like
Like-
there was not a moment where I wasn't having fun. You're completely right about that, for sure.
I deeply understand this, especially I'm a details girly. Like I get it.
No,
but
you.
it's
As you hold up your giant Lego block.
it's from my we did like a personality test for work.
Oh.
And so this shows that I'm a details girly.
Got it.
It's just big squishy Legos.
Big
So like
squishy Legos.
I get it, but it doesn't not match what it's supposed to be.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Burb. It's not an execution issue for sure. It is. This was the intent, and like
Deeply
he wrote
good book.
exactly
Yeah.
what he wanted to write, and I think it does. It's a very silly book. Is another word I would use in addition to calling it a romp. Like, and that's not a word I would use to describe, like, for example, Claudia Gray's books, which we have like read.
Oh my
very
god.
many of.
That I would call that emotional terrorism.
Yeah,
Correct.
and like Claudia Gray is very much like it's YA because of the characters, but this is an adult book. And this one, what is this one? Midnight Horizon.
Oh my fucking god.
I was like Mission Horizon.
It's at the top of the. It's at the top of
listen,
the outline.
Listen, this is why you need to give your books less generic names.
I think this is a cool fucking name.
No,
but
actually,
fuck off. Okay,
no, Midnight Horizon is one of the better
that's
names.
a great title. But you can eat poop. God.
But yeah, like it's very intentional that it has this silly vibe. But I think one issue for me is that we're in a very what is the word I'm looking for? Like I can't remember vocabulary words today, but like we're in a
Just
very
can't read.
troubling time
Travis
in the
Kelce.
rest of the High Republic books, even in like the middle grade ones that we've read. Like Starlight Beacon has gone down. In the comics, like we've seen many people die. Like we're seeing like Kiev have to leave her master behind. We're seeing like a lot of very emotional stuff, and this just it feels tonally very different. I think whether you think it fits or not is a personal thing. But it's very tonally different from the rest of the High Republic we've been reading.
Listen, like I mentioned later, I actually really enjoyed the humor in this, like, because of all this horrible shit is happening. Yes, I do need a laugh. And also, I'm not saying that the writing doesn't fit. I'm not saying that, he's writing outside of his reach or anything. I'm saying I want to know what the Jedi Temple on Corellia looks like because it has to look different from all the other ones.
I was gonna say we haven't seen it, but they were briefly inside.
Yes.
It, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like where they're like fucking
I assume
lodging
it's just like a
is, and it
warehouse.
just wasn't mentioned. Yeah.
Or like, what does the so
We
Crash
got a-
briefly what?
Sorry, we did get a really good description of like some plain building.
Yes, but that was only because that was only like literally for the plot, and I need more than that actually. Like Crash is saying, I've swept everything in a 5-block radius of where Pride Bolt disappeared, and I'm like, what does that look like?
How big are the blocks?
How big are the blocks? Are they industrial buildings? Are they mostly vacant? Because sometimes
they Legos?
yes. Sometimes you get the sense that like Corellia's like some areas of it are like really, really seedy, and I can't tell if it's supposed to be like an industrial area, a business park, an area that's like next to a bunch of government buildings. Probably not because it was a clandestine meeting, but like, give me something.
Is
Give
it
me
wrong that I
something.
assume all of Corellia is just deeply seedy?
That's very much the picture that I'm getting from this. book.
That's
like
okay, but
anything we've ever been exposed to about
that's
it.
the thing, though. This book isn't giving me enough information to be like, yes, that's what I'm supposed to be getting.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
That's fair.
I'll allow it.
And again, I don't want to fucking dunk on DJO because he's a lovely human being. And if he listens to this and finds me one day, he can totally punch me in the face. But I have quibbles.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
I don't think he would.
Point
either.
taken.
He's lovely.
I don't think so. And honestly, like, I'm noting it doesn't work for everyone. It does work for me, actually, but I think that is because I have been like, I don't know. I feel like that's part of me having read some of DJO's other stuff, having read the comics. Like, it works for me because I have all this context, and like Kate also has this context, and it doesn't work for her. And I wonder how much it would work for people who, like, again, don't have this context.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think it's just like, again, it's a intentional stylistic choice. I just like, it's interesting to me, like, who it works for and who it doesn't.
I do like your point though about that he would probably describe himself mostly as an author for younger readers, because like when we were about to go into The Fallen Star and you were like, Claudia wrote this one, and I always associate Claudia with YA because she does such an amazing job just depicting that particular time of life, like that like teenager, like new adult, like early 20s time of life, that I like kind of was just like stuck on that. And then I like grabbed the book off the shelf and I was like, oh, this book is for grown-ups. I mean, all books can be for grown-ups, like, you know what I mean.
This one is full height, it is not shorter.
Correct. So anyway, I do like that point. All right, do we have anything else to say about that? I'm sure we'll talk more about that next episode as well, but
we'll definitely talk more. I mean, obviously it's about to get like more serious.
I'm scared.
Like, we know what's happening elsewhere in the galaxy.
A lot of people died in a horrible terrorist attack.
We know that like something is going on.
Thumbs
on
up
the
for
moon.
Burp.
something is going on the moon that is like drawing all the other Jedi away to like, for it seems very intentionally to get them off of
Oh,
Corellia.
dude, we
also
didn't
a
even.
terrorist attack there. Like,
Yes, we didn't even get.
Also, cats, canonically bad. All I'm saying.
Oh my fucking god.
how about go fuck yourself.
That is what the book said, though. Like, actually.
TJO says cats are bad. I don't know what to tell you.
Also, we didn't even get into the fucking student protests that are going on Gus Talon, which are too fucking real about just like, you know, all the like the fucking increasing numbers of police and their increasing numbers of just like riot gear and SWAT team shit and oh gee, where have I seen this before?
I've never heard anything about
Never,
any of that.
ever. But yeah, we will get into the people extremely dying bit next go around. Hooray! One thing I did want to add is a fun fact that I found fun. This is not a 20-minute rant about the Titanic again, I swear to God. So one thing I did see is that Crash Ongwa is based on Alyssa Wong, who is she's written some Star Wars comics, but she's also written lots and lots of other stuff. She primarily writes a bunch of sci-fi. And her Twitter handle is Crash Wong. Which
yeah,
is
I did
incredible.
I did check them out when you put that in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they write stuff.
yeah. No,
I love to see it.
I used to teach some of their short stories back when I taught, and I don't anymore, thank God. But the kids liked them. Go check out their stuff. It's a delightful. Much of their stuff is a delightful mindfuck. Would recommend.
We love that.
They are great. I also remember one of the few things I remember from Star Wars Twitter is that they wrote an Ewoks comic miniseries.
Oh my God, I'd forgotten about this.
That very heavily featured the Ewoks eating the stormtroopers.
Yes. Murder bears.
Happy Pride
Murder
indeed.
bears.
They got those helmets from somewhere.
Fuck yes. And of course, Alice Ongwa is in the great Star Wars tradition of mixing up letters and people's names to make new names.
Do other people? So I'll get us to the outro in a minute. But do other people, anytime a new character is introduced, check what it is spelled backwards to see who they're referencing?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm very
That's not
stupid.
just a me thing.
I did that to every single politician we met on Corellia because I was convinced that one of them had to be something.
Oh, I didn't do that, but I did notice, like, I've unfortunately been back on Twitter this week for hockey reasons. And I
Sure.
noticed, like, a very small detail that, like, I can't fucking read. We went through a whole book where I was like, I think they kissed at the end. And everyone was like, babe, they were fucking the whole time. But, like, this team signed
There's
some players.
so much I could say about that, Burb.
Boy, howdy.
Was there poetry involved?
Oh,
Fuck
my
off.
God.
I was
Anyway.
like, oh, the number of exclamation points is the number of years. I have never checked to see if, like, a character's name spelled backwards is something. Should I start doing that?
I mean,
Some
if you want
some
to.
real Pokemon shit.
Right?
Yeah, it really is.
No, it actually is. No, I was like reading the book and I was like, Ongwa sounds Asian as fuck. I'm looking this up. And I was right. So, Spasians stay winning. It's fine.
On that note, thank you for listening to this episode of the Book Wars Pod. Next episode, we're going to be finishing up Midnight Horizon by Daniel Jose Older, reading chapter 29 through the end, and finishing up phase 1 of the High Republic.
A pow pow.
A pow pow indeed.
Oh my.
Gosh, what is the first phase 2 book? I want to say it's Path of Deceit by
That's
someone.
a great book name.
Right? That's fun.
Hang on, I know this.
Oh, fuck.
Path of Deceit by Justina Ireland and Tessa Grattan.
Ooh, new people.
We do love Justina Ireland.
We do.
Okay, there's one other one that I'm not sure if we're reading. There's a middle grade one that is like technically before it, but it also doesn't really matter. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
Damn, you
offline.
can't say that live on the fucking pod. Shit.
Listen, we all have our least favorite authors, and some of them are George Mann. No disrespect, I'm sure he's lovely. Anyway, if you have the means, first and foremost, please donate to the Harriet Tubman Center in Los Angeles.
I don't want to be around anymore.
Check out their link tree. Then, if you want to light your money on fire in this economy, you can donate to the Toasty Station Radio Patreon. It helps us cover our hosting and production costs at patreon.com/ToshiStation, where we have a new, no longer new. I'm deleting new from the outline. Where we have
years.
a $2 volunteer to watch us stream. I've been playing more Outlaws. Kate's been doing Outlaws and The Last of Us. I was like, I feel like I'll play Night Rain at some point.
Maybe.
You
Maybe.
can also give us coffee at ko-fi.com/bookwarspod. If you do this, the entire Book Wars Pod family, Argos, Blue, Flix, Magenta, Merly, Orca, and Tony, will thank you for it.
Because we'll finally get to feed them.
It's true.
Also to celebrate the fact that we are finally on to phase 2, I am hopefully gonna launch a fucking contest.
Ooh.
I know, right? I've got like a lot of like random pin and sticker grab bags to give away. So we are trying to be active on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter and Blue Sky. So if you're actually listening, hit us up, because like, are there 7 prize packs? Yes. Do 7 people listen to this podcast? I don't fucking know. But like,
proof of life for our listeners.
I know all y'all. Some of y'all don't deserve to win, and I know that. All right, so.
Fucking damn. This is how you like
It's a really
grow
wild
good
promo, yeah.
relationships with your listeners.
I don't know what people expect by this point, you know.
It's true. Honestly, if anyone is surprised, they have not been listening. Our theme song is Whiz Bang by Poddington Bear. Our logo and artwork are by Joby Terra Design. And our audio and production are done by soon-to-be Dr. Producer Devin Keys.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, soon-to-be birthday Dr. Producer Devin Keys.
Thank you.
By the time this comes out, it will no longer be soon-to-be birthday, but that's okay.
But it's still gonna be cancer season.
Oh,
Happy
Jesus
Pride.
Christ.
Uh-huh.
If I'm blinking, it means help me.
He's always blinking. That's a joke.
I'm Chris. For Kate, Miranda, Devin, Rana, and the whole Book Wars crew, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Horny teens and some crime.